Welcome to Freebird Spirit YouTube channel. And this is Friday night. It's not Friday night. Technically, when you're watching this, it'll be Friday night.
Yes.
And but we're recorded early because I will be gone for the weekend to visit my daughter. So for Mother's Day weekend, yeah. So that'll be nice. So we recorded early. Thank you, Lisa, for doing that.
No problem.
And so for those who are clicking in today, Lisa is from Spirit Intuitive Tarot. Please visit her channel. Her info will be in the description, but Spirit Intuitive Tarot.
Thank you.
And okay, so as of today, it is Thursday, the day before the Friday. So I'm sure by tomorrow there's going to even be more stuff.
Oh,
Always.
absolutely. That goes without saying.
Something else.
Yeah.
And but today, white smoke came out of the Vatican, so we have a new pope, and apparently he is a centrist. So he's going to follow in pretty much the same line as the last pope.
I think that's wonderful.
The a little bit more centrist, not that conservative. And there was plenty in the ring for that I was a little nervous if got back in that. And not that I'm Catholic or even attached. However, they still have a very big impact.
Sure.
On
influence is heavy.
Influence and flow of the globe. And so, yeah, so there you have it. And he is a younger pope compared to the last two. The last, I think, the last one was 76 when he got in, and the one before that was 78 when he got in. And this guy's 69, so that's like a baby.
Baby. Where's his bib? And
right. So, yeah. So we'll see how he ends up being, but
yeah. I mean, I'm looking forward to seeing.
Yeah. It looked like the crowds were big and they were all, people were crying and so happy, and so it's a big deal for folks. So there you have it.
There you have it.
Big news on Thursday.
Yeah.
What else is happening in the current news today?
Gosh. Did you see JD talking about the World Cup?
Oh my gosh. Oh yes.
The World Cup, and he said, "Oh, and by the way, all of you from other countries, make sure you leave when it's time to go, or you're going to have to take it up with our borderline security." Yeah, he said.
I know, and I mean, what a welcoming party.
I called her borderline. That's almost appropriate to call her not border security, but borderline.
Yeah, borderline. Oh, for sure, that's so good. But how incredibly horrid
for him to think that's witty. For him to think that's really funny, though, seriously, that says a lot. He's insane.
He thinks it's funny?
He's evil. Yeah, JD thought it was funny. He thought he was being funny.
Read the room, dude. Read the fucking room.
Cannot.
Anyways, yeah. I saw the clip, and I was horrified. I whenever clips of him come, I generally go through, but I happened to see that one, and I just thought, he's horrid.
He's pretty evil.
And if something happens to Felon 45, he'd be the one in there. Can you imagine him running the country?
No.
I mean, he's just horrid.
He's probably praying he won't have to. I think he kind of hopes he won't have to, but
really,
I don't know.
I think he's into it.
Something to think about. You think he's into it?
I think he's into himself. He's into whatever. But where's my? I have to turn the heater on. It was.
I always think he would be. He feels safer behind the And everybody pointing fingers at Trump.
I think he's
the guy. I don't know.
I think he's getting a big head, and I
That's
think he
possible.
thinks he'd be really good. I mean, I don't know. That's not intuitive. That's just watching him.
Yeah.
But so we send all this stuff back and forth to each other, and then when it comes time to be in front, we're like, what's happening?
What out of the 400 texts?
Out
What
of
are
the
we talking about?
400 things that are happening right now. We have Bondi in the news. We have, and
Bondi has a brother that's up for something. They want him to be head of something.
Oh, right.
Can't
So they
remember what it is.
Right. So yeah, he wants the seat at the table in regard to who hires and fires justices or something or
Is
something.
that yeah, that's it. That's it.
So that way he can get rid of any
get all the loyalists in there.
Yeah, and get all the loyalists in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so he's trying to vie for that. That's scary. That's what we should read on first.
Okay.
What's his name? Let's see. I'm gonna.
I don't know. I just remember it's the little brother.
Bondi's brother. Oh, that's a story. How is that even a name of a book? Oh my God. All right.
Bondi's brother is a
Bondi's
book?
brother is the name of the book, you guys. Okay, so Pam, Bondi's brother. Bradley Bondi. Brad Bondi.
Nice.
Is a lawyer. Bondi received a Bachelor's of Arts with a major in criminal justice from the University of Florida in 1987 and a Juris Doctor from the Stetson University College of Law in 90. Okay, so yeah, he's running to lead the DC Bar Association. Okay. And somehow, if he gets that, then he can disbar. I don't even know what. Anyway, there he is. Ooh.
Brad.
Will he get in? He's running. Will he get it? Let's take a look.
All right.
Let us take a look.
What a cluster.
What a cluster. Talk about
nepotism.
Yeah, and then I thought, well, maybe it's not.
I don't know,
because he has to be elected, right?
Yeah, I don't think they can just appoint him. I think he does have to be.
Yeah, thank goodness. Hopefully, people will show up. All right, is he going to get in? He's working it. He's shaking hands. He's shaking hands and kissing butts.
That's interesting because a lot of the siblings are coming into, or family members are coming to play. There's a whole thing with Giuliani's son. He's trying to do something. And then JD's brother.
JD's brother, he did
a horrible job.
Right. He lost like 78% or something.
It's something ridiculous.
I don't see him getting. I don't have good cards for him. He comes out strong, but he doesn't end strong here.
I got worry. I got the 5 of Pentacles here. I got the 6 of Swords. I also got this is Fortitude. Yeah, it's the 9 of, what is this? 9 of Wands. And I also got well, that's interesting. I did get Abundance, the 3 of Cups here. That could be the forces trying to get him to get that post for sure.
Yeah,
See, it's
there's some
on the
deception going
bottom.
on up front. I
And
see.
look, on the bottom, I got the 3 of Pentacles. So 2 3s there.
Mm.
Lots of people pulling for him as far as the sinister people.
Yeah,
But
yeah, they're
I don't think he's going to get it though.
they're definitely being sinister, right?
Yeah.
At the front. But as far as the outcome, I have the 4 of Cups, the 5 of Swords, and the 6 of Swords, like you had.
Okay.
So I don't see him getting in. That's total defeat and moving on. Let's hope our cards come to pass.
And I hope that sticks. Yeah.
We do
They're so
not.
blindly confident. It's just, even that in itself is annoying.
Exactly.
I think that
So
sometimes
confident.
is a factor when we're throwing cards. I think sometimes we're picking up what they feel, what they
Yeah. Yes. But yeah, when I was tapping in the energy, I see him like out there and again shaking those hands and kissing those butts. It's just like,
kissing those butts.
kissing those butts.
Lots
Trying to
of
get
butt
in.
kiss. Lots of buns.
So, oh my gosh. All right, so let's go to these questions here. Did we want to look at anything else that we?
Mm,
Well, maybe something will come while we look at the questions.
okay.
Okay. All right. So the first question coming in, and these are questions that were brought in for me for Wednesday, but I didn't end up doing Wednesday because I did the memorial for the in memory of celebrating Chris.
Mhm.
And so if you haven't seen that and you'd like to watch that, please go back and get that one. But I have these questions. All right. So it worked out great. Okay, so CCC says, recently read The Woman Babbitt, not to be confused with Bobbitt, I guess,
Oh,
who I'm like,
yikes. I forgot about Bobbitt.
um, who was a Jan 6 rioter, the one that was killed, was shot. She was from San Diego. I do remember that. Was killed, and the husband is suing the government for $30 million.
Oh, wow.
I'm just reading this.
Okay.
I'm not the blonde Barbie brought this forward now that the dump is in office. What I read this in, okay, so
So
what
Bondi's talking, or no, the blonde are they calling the blonde Barbie the press secretary?
I think it's Bondi. She's blonde too. I don't know. They're all blonde Barbies. What I read the settlement, not sure of the final amount. Can this be overturned or stopped? This is really unbelievable, as none of the police officers who survived or passed were allocated any money. It's true. I mean, how in the world is he suing for money
Yeah,
for his wife who died, who
charging the county
charged in
and
insurrectionists?
not complying with orders to
She was
stay.
she was in the inner sanctum trying to get into the
Yeah.
that was she put herself in that place. And the police who died and the police who were injured and trauma for life.
And unfortunately, even if it was a case where she was maybe pushed or, she was there, she was present for
Yeah,
the
they
event.
kept telling her to back away, back away. She didn't back away.
Yeah.
And she was trying to get through and they shot through the window. They shot her. Anyway, I'm not condoning any of the whole thing, but I'm just saying, you put yourself in that situation, you went to war, and if you see any of her videos prior to getting there, she absolutely knew what she was getting into, and that she was knowing that there was going to be violence. So And again,
Yeah. I mean, a loss is a loss for
a
sure.
loss is a loss, but
However,
CCC has a point here. You have the officers who got 0, and the families of the police officers who died, 0.
right. The ones that committed
Why
suicide
would
after
this
the
person
fact.
be allocated a $30 million? Okay, how is this gonna play out? I think what they're trying to do here is get a settlement. I don't think they're expecting $30 million.
They just want something.
They just want something. I feel like it's and I don't know how the system works. And some of our family here that are lawyers or attorneys or whatever or work in that could tell us. But
I mean, this is
what
the
I'm
age
being
of
shown here is
lawsuits.
it looks like it's a gameplay. So you put that out there, and you're hoping they're just going to settle and give you like, here, let's settle with this out of court, like that.
Yeah.
That's what I'm seeing here. Again, I don't have all the wording, but it feels like they just like forcing their hand just to settle. I don't think they have a case. I don't think it's a strong enough case. Yeah, I'm not seeing it go through, but that's kind of their gameplay. I don't think they have a strong enough case here, Lise. Like,
Maybe I should have used the other deck on this. I'm using the cartoony cards. It's not hitting me right over here. There are a few cards that make sense though. I did get, it says Mother Earth and worldwide, and it also says small insignificant. And I even got country. I thought that was interesting. And angry. And all those together makes it feel like, I'm not saying that this is the case, but it almost feels like this is also an attempt to bring, as a reminder, to bring attention to those who charge the Capitol and the bravery of them, the patriotism of them. It's bringing that back into the spotlight.
Yeah.
And just what clicked for me in running that through my mind is I do know that there is some sort of attempt to make a lot of those people his little minions. Like some of those are ICE, supposedly. Those unmarked cars, those badgeless guys and gals that you see out on the street throwing people in unmarked vans. Some of them supposedly are supposed to be a lot of the insurrectionists. So I don't know.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Right.
I think there's a connection on that note too. But this is the age of lawsuits and all that stuff, and sometimes people just sue to see what sticks too. So
yeah.
But,
I mean,
yeah. What do you think? What do you think?
It's kind of, I'm getting a little both here. It's interesting. Okay, so the energy that they were bringing in at the beginning when they were showing me that, the game they're playing, it's basically trying to throw it out there, trying to get something. So their intention is this. So I feel like they back that up. Let's throw out 30 million and hopefully they'll settle behind closed doors.
Yeah.
I do feel I have the Four of Wands, the Magician, and the Ace of Pentacles, which means that they get something. But then I have the Tower at the very end. So I'm not sure how that's playing out here. So maybe the case looks like it's going their way and they're going to get this, and all of a sudden a Tower. So I threw some other cards to try to get the understanding. And it plays out the same way. It's like, yeah, they're hoping to get a settlement.
Mhm.
They're hoping to get a settlement. You have the letter and stork, but then the outcome is the cross and the snake. Caught in lies and like
Interesting.
a crisis, and it's a
It's
decrease.
almost like the effort takes place, but they get completely struck down on it in
Yeah,
the end.
yeah,
But there's something
yeah,
about that attention to it. Oh, they love to be
yeah.
victims.
That intention,
They
that
love to
attention.
play the victim. We deserve to be paid for.
I'm not sure why he would. He didn't even
Our,
go. You know what I mean?
yeah.
But why would he?
Why now?
Why not? Yeah,
Wouldn't you
yeah.
think along those terms right
I feel
away?
like you are connecting in somehow to
A bigger picture.
a bigger picture, like
The timing
almost
of this
like
is odd.
they're like, okay, now's the time. Go and do it now. Like it's
Mhm.
connected to a bigger ring here. Do you want to
Mhm.
look at that? It feels like you're onto
We
something.
can. Yeah. Let's do it.
Um, is he connected to a bigger? Because I did get that 4 of Wands too, and that's always like that's my White House card. Okay.
Right. Yeah. Okay. It's interesting.
Yeah, what do you got?
I'm kippering over here. So
I
I did
haven't.
get main female. It's surrounded. We'll call that her.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's surrounded by message
Mm-hmm.
and thief.
There you go. Yeah.
A couple other cards that I got also. I got occupation and coffin.
Wow. Yeah. Interesting.
What do you?
Okay. Well, I do see, I mean, I do feel there's a connect. There is. I mean, right up the cards come in. Is there, he is linked. There is that line that you were intuitively connecting into. I see it there to the tyrant, right? To
Mhm.
this is the King of Wands in reverse. And that's that nasty, impulsive, abusive power type of feel. And then you have the 3 of Pentacles, which is teamwork. So he's
Mhm.
not, I think you're right. You nailed it. We got to nailed it right here already. We already know.
Look at that. And it wasn't even live. We got to cheer ourselves on. Yay. We nailed it.
But it's not a good outlook for him. So
No, it's not.
all right.
With that occupation card too, do we know if he's out of work or anything?
Well, I thought that too when I saw that. I'm like, oh,
In
interesting.
need of funds?
He needs money. He needs
Something's
money.
happened.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I understand that. We all need money.
Heck yeah, bring it on.
Bring it. Bring it.
I'm not going to sue anybody for 30 million.
No. Oh gosh. All right.
Excuse me.
So, all right. So we did that one. Okay. Next question coming in. All right. Danny. I'm just going to leave it there. Danny. Danny says, I feel that there will be a major transformation of consciousness of the American and Canadian people. A great rapprochement after the departure of Trump soon. Very joyful and harmonious times for our two countries in the near future. What do you see? All right.
That felt good hearing you
It
read
did. It
the
did.
quote. I think I'm on board for that. I think so.
We are definitely, and I feel like it's already happening behind the scenes. People, on you'll see it on like TikTok and some of the social media platforms where you have the Americans reaching out to Canadians and Canadians reaching out to the Americans, and in solidarity for what we're going through, and also understanding that we're not the ones creating this
Right.
divide. And so what happens when you have a evil, abusive, controlling, narcissistic predator as your as over controlling you, and like let's say it's in a home, the children will do this to support and protect one another and have solidarity, and most of the time. Sometimes it works, whatever. But overall, what I'm trying to say is I feel like it's creating the opposite effect of maybe what Felon 45
Instead of
wants.
dividing everybody up, it's actually bringing
He
people.
wants to divide and separate and isolate. That's what abusers do. But what's happening is those of us who are more aware of this abusive system, we're reaching out and creating solidarity. I feel like it's already happening, Danny.
Yeah.
But let's take a look and see what the future is going to be between, overall that harmonious. But what's coming in for us? I'm going to use different cards here. I'm going to the Awakened Tarot, just in case anybody wants to know. Okay, so all I can say about my allergies is they're still bad, but the neti pot is my friend.
I'm glad that works for you, because the neti pot is not my friend at all.
Really?
It just doesn't work. I don't know. It just does not for me.
Well, maybe at some point I can do a demonstration for you.
That'd be fun. Let's just hang out over the sink and neti each other. That would be a first.
So anyways, I love it.
I'm not a fan. I mean, I don't know.
I have everything else, like the Flonase, the Zyrtec, the Sudafed.
Yeah, that's my world right there. Yeah. The neti just. Yeah, maybe I'm just not doing it right.
I have not had allergies this bad in a very long time. The bad year here. All right, so back to the question. Canada. Yeah, I see us already doing that. We're already clinging to each other more than we ever did. Before we just, you pass each other in the store, you don't really pay attention. It just is, right? And then all of a sudden, when this stuff is going down, you see each other, and it's different. It's stronger. It's solidarity. It's definitely solidarity.
One thing that jumps out for me is the way, and I might have mentioned this before when we've been together on here. The way, even when it was Trudeau who was there, the way he would speak to us around Trump, that there's always been that messaging of, hey guys, Canada, we're doing what Canadians need to do, but those of you who are not in alignment with Trump, we understand that you are suffering also. There's always that consideration. Now that we have, is it Carney? Is that his name? Now that we have Carney in Canada, it's that same thing. There's a continuation of that, where there's that messaging. Hey, we're standing firmly on what we need to do, but we get it. I went a different avenue this time. I decided to pull an oracle card. And I got Vortex of Change. It says, engage with the vortex of change where energies swirl and transformative dance is molding anew.
Wow.
I kind of like that.
Oh my
And that's
gosh,
kind of what's going on.
that's perfect.
So yeah, we're going through a vortex of change, everybody, where the energy's swirling, transformative.
Yeah, this is all
Dance
part of it, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so I am feeling really good about this. Um, you know, the main card coming in. Look, aw.
Oh,
Yeah. So again, that solidarity, that support, it's right there. And they're there, they're gonna help. This is literally like, here's a helping hand. And we are here for you. It starts out, we have the 10 of Wands and the 7 of Wands bringing up uh, like that standing up and helping us get through that 10 of Wands. They see that we can't even see through the one. We can't even see through this shit, but they're standing up for us. And the outcome is wonderful. We have where opportunities and new things coming into our arena. And I have the 3 of Swords coming in, but that's in reverse, which is very positive in this position where it brings in that overcoming uh, overcoming and healing from trauma. So that support and healing, and letting go and all the things. So I feel, Danny, you're right.
Danny had nailed it.
Danny, you nailed it.
For sure.
All right. Next we have Debadoo.
Debadoo.
I love that. I've been called that for many, many years. I haven't heard that in a long time. How do you think Ronnie Reagan would feel about all the BS we are going through? No thanks to him. Ronald Reagan.
Yeah, the first thing that I almost feel like Ronnie, if he had a chance to sit down with Donnie, I think one of the things he would say is, "You are a bad actor. Like you're a bad performer. You're not." I think even when Ronnie was how I feel in the wrong, I feel like he always felt like he portrayed himself in a very positive, affirmative way. But Donald is so clumsy and not articulate, and he fumbles around. As long as he gets what he wants when he wants it, that's the thing. And I think Ronnie was more, and I don't know, it's interesting. I've seen some clips of Ronald Reagan where he actually was for a lot of the things that Donald is not for. So that's confusing for me. But
I think that Ronald Reagan didn't want to be a fascist dictator. Yes,
no.
he did a lot of, he set us up for big time failure. There was a lot of money. He set it up. I think his big thing, and what I'm understanding from him, because he is here with us, is that, and correct me if I'm wrong, Ronald Reagan, what do I call him? So it feels as though, yes, he got caught up in the greed part, and the trickle down? Wasn't that him?
Trickle down economics.
Yes, destroyed us, right? So it set us up for massive failure. He really, but he, he was bought and paid for by, the money, people who had money, and it was kind of setting them up for, but never with, I don't get a sense from him that his intent was ever to harm people. Like this idea of, he's going like this to the idea of what's happening with the human trafficking that's going on right now and all the things like that. And he shows that he might had some blood on his hands, but not like what we have right now.
Right.
He would be very disappointed, if he was here to talk to him, because of course they're on the other side. They see the grander picture, the whole picture, and this whole shift that's going on, and this chaos is helping create that shift quicker than it would have been if we didn't have the chaos. Apparently, it's like ripping off that Band-Aid instead of doing it slowly, is what he's saying here. So, but he would, if he could have a sit down, like you said, Lisa, he's saying that he would just say, "I'm very disappointed in you, and this is not our America, and this is not not even for, even if I was sitting in my still greedy place, when I was here, I would still say the same. This is not our America."
Trump is very pro hate and harm. And I don't think that was Ronald's stance.
Right. He's not pro hate and harm. He was
pro money.
Yeah,
pro
for money.
status.
But I'm asking him about some of the things, like, because he was from a time as a white man, like that. You have this narrative that he didn't always see outside the box of that patriarchal narrative. I feel like I keep seeing his wife.
You should. And I'm thinking along the lines of mental decline for both of them. See, Ronald had Nancy. It supposedly, she stepped in toward the end of his presidency quite a bit because he was able to.
She was, I'm seeing her, and I don't know this, and you guys, I know the family will correct me, and that's fine because I love learning. But she's showing that she was very, very religious. Do you remember her? I don't remember.
I don't.
Anyway, she was very she was very, like, in her thoughts.
She was stern.
And her narrative was very like, women have their place, men have their place. This is what you know what I mean? Like, she was very like that, black and white. Like, so there's some of that playing out here as well. But anyways, all that to say is, this is not their America that they had dreamed of building.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah.
I do feel like they like the feel of America in the 1950s. She just showed me the 1950s. So she may have wanted that.
Those were their good old days, I think.
Okay. And so I feel like they were were they racist? Were they a little bit bigoted?
Probably.
I don't recall all that.
I'm trying to, what was I, 12, 13?
I know, I don't recall. Yeah. And I was older than you, but I mean, I should know this.
But I was aware of things. Family was always talking about politics and stuff. So
I had a lot going on, you guys, during his reign.
Yeah, I don't believe they were. It's back to the no harm or hate, whether they were racist or not. Never would it have played out the way things are being played out.
Right? No, never. They would have never played it out like this.
That would not have happened. They would have
they may think that there's
being
stations,
cordial, and
there's stations for people, but they would never play out this type of hate.
I don't think they'd take away things.
Mhm.
I don't feel he's a let's take this from you and give it to the rich. I think it's just let's keep the rich rich, and whatever falls down, then
Right.
congratulations.
Exactly. I think you're right.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. Any message you want to send? He's saying, hold on to the America that you love in your heart, and put your energy towards that. He says there's more of you than them. And I feel what he's saying there is they may be really loud and we think, oh my God, he said, no, there's more of you than there are of them, the haters. They just, their voices are loud. So it seems like there's more.
They're so loud.
So that's positive. And the more of us that hold that in our hearts, that we're creating that energy out. So thank you there, Mr. President Reagan and Nancy.
And Nancy.
And Nancy. All right. Okay. We'll do one more question here, I think.
Right.
Yeah. So Josephine, it says there is a very reputable astrologer living in England who has mentioned June, July, and September as crucial months coming up. Can you look into the energy for those months? We can just like throw a couple cards for each month and take a look. June, July, September.
I'll throw
Crucial. What's happening in these months that are so crucial? June, July.
2 for June, 2 for July.
They missed August, but we'll look at June, July.
Did they want August there?
They skipped my birthday, so June, July, September. June, July, September. Anything that we need to be aware of or the energy around those months? I'm getting July. I went straight to July here. There's something in June as well, but July feels like a big month. What are we doing in September? September feels more something to do with the Earth, planet Earth. Okay. June, July. And September.
For me, for June, I'm feeling like a partnership of some sorts happening in June. I got the Temperance card, 2 of Cups, 8 of Wands. Feels like a partnership. I don't know if this means we hear more from Putin in June. Perhaps Russian influence.
Oh, interesting.
Russian lots of the behind the scenes maneuvering that's kind of a gimme, but something prevalent in June. I'm picking up Russia stuff. Are you doing it month by month? Or are you?
Yeah, I have month by month.
I'm not, for whatever reason, I'm going straight to September. I'm not picking up anything July. But my
Yeah.
September is the Magician, Three of Wands, and the Hangman. It feels like by then there's a little bit of a clearing. It feels like the perspective lightens up a little bit. Something's changed. Maybe something has changed in July to make September more palatable for us.
Mm-hmm.
That Magician definitely, like something's happened. Something has been made to happen. And that Hangman is I see that as a different look at. Oh, I'm getting my alerts here. But what do you have? Sorry.
Okay. So June, I do have some. We're going to hear something about. I mean, is that right? June. Yeah, June. I have the Tyrant King that that's part of some team. Like, so that connection you were talking, Putin possibly. But I have Secret and Death coming in. So there's something going on with this connection with this dictator, whoever this is, abuse of power is coming through. Now, it could also be if I'm just not connecting into what you've already said. If I was reading this separately, I would say we need to be aware in June because our tyrant dictator has some big plans, and we're going to be affected by it in June. I like your reading better.
I don't know. I'm kind of digging yours because it's reminding me. I think I read that his ties with the Arab nations is going to spike. I think there's something with that.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
There, he even wants to change another name. He wants to change the Persian Gulf to something else. I forgot what it is.
Yeah. Oh, and that reminds me, it passed the House today for the Gulf of Mexico to be the Gulf of America.
Gotcha.
It
Wow.
makes me. I need to buy a T-shirt that says the Gulf of Mexico. Yeah, July. It's just we're not feeling great. Everything's in reverse. We're feeling the things are being.
That's why I skipped over July.
I know that's probably why you skipped over July. We're not feeling our best. We definitely don't feel like celebrating anything for sure.
Yeah.
It's a tough one, and the cards that came in is just more of the same, moving along that ego and the boat. It's not a tower. It's just we're upside down, like nothing. We're realizing a lot during that month.
That makes sense.
And then September, I have Death and the King of Cups in reverse. So this change is off-putting. It's big. It's yeah. Got to figure out that King of Cups in reverse there with the Death card. But yeah, endings, beginnings, and the two other cards that came in with it is accomplice, and cleanup.
Partner in crime.
Partner in crime, cleanup, and some kind of cleanup here. I want to get a clarification on that King of Cups in reverse. The King of Cups upright is my Biden card, but
Kamala?
Hmm.
Obama? Anybody?
Anyone? Anyone?
Anybody other than who we have?
Anyone?
Bueller.
Let's see. I think I'm going to throw a few cards on that just to get a clarification of what we're looking at in September. I think it's significant. I think she's onto something there with the significance of I just feel because if you were going to read the King of Cups just by themselves, it represents anxiety or repressed feelings or slew of emotion, unchecked emotions. But other than that, I don't know how it fits there. I mean, maybe there's just a lot of emotions. It's an emotional time, and it's a time of cleanup. You know what I mean? That kind of just came in.
Yeah, you keep saying clean up.
Yeah.
That's significant.
Interesting enough, when I first tapped in September, I got something globe, like part of the planet Earth. Oh, how funny. I got the Queen of Cups in reverse.
Interesting.
Yeah, it does feel like a cleanup. We've lost our way, this big shift, and now we're taking inventory and doing that shifting. It's going to be maybe a big month like that. I don't.
You didn't get any pentacles or anything, did you?
I got the Seven of Pentacles.
You get the Seven of Pentacles? I wonder if it has anything to do with like our spending or.
Well, interesting. Well, that was an interesting question to end.
Was.
We get a sense of those 3 months. Take notes, you guys. Put it down and see what comes through. Let's see. We are at 53 minutes, and we need to end soon, right?
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, I got a couple minutes here. If you're still.
I wanted to. We want to do a reading. I mean, like pull some cards for us, like from Spirit for us, like we usually do. And yeah, so a message for us, you guys, and they get us through. Give us a helping hand here to get through all this.
I just got reminded of something my mom used to always say. She always had a heavier Southern accent than me.
Oh yeah,
she sounded like the Designing Women ladies. You ever?
Oh, cool! I like that.
Whenever things were getting weird, whatever, she'd sometimes kick back and just go, we're just trying to get over, baby. So it's like with all the shit that's going on right now, we're just trying to get over, baby. So
we're just trying to get over.
Let's get some cards. So sure, we're just trying to get over, baby. Wisdom.
Oh, nice.
Experience and failure lead to wisdom. Apply wisdom to a present situation. Learn from the spirit world and its collective knowledge.
Nice. Standing in wisdom. Mm-hmm. That is so apropos for right now. Super important, you guys. Mm-hmm. Be aware and stand in wisdom. Oh, wonderful. Love it. Um, interesting enough, the message for us coming from my spirit team over here is kind of just be aware um, of wolf in in sheep's clothing and the stalker. And I feel like not everything is as it seems, and they've been pretty clear about that. They've said that over and over again. Not everything that you see is as it seems. And all the things that Doge is doing and all those things, they just remind they have their eye on some things. And I'm not trying to be conspiracy theory, and I'm not trying to produce fear. It's always good. Knowledge is a power, right? So just be aware. But also they want us to stand in party, always party.
All right.
Right. So they don't want life to stop. So because we need that energy as well to keep our vibration up. So happy, go stand up against those happiness haters. They're going to be out there. So that's okay. Allow them that, but they want us to be in our happy, and bring that girl fight in. Like stand up,
Nice.
stand in your power. Girl fight. It's
on.
It's on. Girl fights are scary.
I've never been in a really good girl fight before. I don't know how well I'd do. I would run really fast.
There you go. That's
talk
really a good
myself
idea.
out of it.
That's a good idea. They can be.
They are
so
scrappy.
They do not. There's no rules. That's the thing.
It's like hair.
Yeah, and that is against
nails.
the rules. That is against the rules. Anyways, stand in your power. Basically, stand in your light, your love, and party on.
Party on. Love it.
It'll make the happiness haters have their own.
That makes them even more unhappy. I love that. Yeah.
Right. All right, you guys. We love you. Thank you for hanging out with us and taking the time to watch the video. And remember to go to Spirit Intuitive Tarot and subscribe, hang out. Are you going live on Saturday?
I don't know.
Okay.
I had to do some adulting, so I don't know.
Yeah, she's doing some adulting, but she'll let you know. But usually she's on live every Saturday night. Hang out. BYOB. And
for sure.
And have a beautiful weekend. And no matter if your mom is here or not, just send the love to, if they're not with us here anymore. Just, if you want to, you can still send them love and
absolutely
gratitude.
They're always there.
Always there. And but if they are here, send some love. If you want.
If there are issues,
there's so many.
Do what you gotta do, y'all.
I started getting into that's so funny. I started to get into the energy of it. I'm like,
Yeah,
some people have issues right now, and I
like,
get it.
Here and maybe not.
Maybe
not hanging out.
You guys do you. Just know you're loved.
Celebrate.
And there's a lot of people too who have either lost children or couldn't have children and they wanted to. And so you have that as well. That whole
stepmoms or moms to other people's kids.
Moms to other, yeah. So we celebrate all of you. We love you. They should just call it Woman Day. You know what I mean?
It covers everything.
Yeah. Anyways, we love you and we'll see you all next time. Thank you again for all your subscribes and donations and all that you do. And see you again soon.
Bye, guys.
Bye, everyone.